Glasses or shade? Oh, we on.
Leave them on. If you need to take them off, take them
Okay.
off.
Okay, you guys ready?
3, 2.
Starting.
Hey, good morning, plant fans out there. This is Steve and Joe coming to you from PLANTZ in Tampa, Florida. We wanted to offer a little bit of plant talk this morning and maybe a bit of relief from talking about that crazy virus thing going around the country right now.
Sounds good.
So our company is based here in Tampa, and most of what we do is service plants and commercial buildings in the Tampa Bay market, all the way out to Winter Haven, some down in Sarasota, up in Brooksville, Clearwater Beach. So that's our main line of business, and we started shipping plants out about 2 years ago, and we've had a lot of success with it, and we've developed some boxing and packaging techniques that allow us to get these beautiful plants to anywhere in the country. We've shipped to all 48 lower states and even Alaska, Washington D.C. and but with the virus and the stay-at-home orders, and I want to make sure that Joe and I are being respectful of each other and trying to keep a distance. Keep a distance. So we have fallen into some a category which makes us essential in the state of Florida, and I'll read this from the order. Any business that is interacting with customers solely through electronic or telephonic means and delivering products via mailing, shipping, and other delivery services. So PLANTZ.com is alive, and we're shipping plants across the country, and we hope you'll take us up on some of our offers. Good deal?
Good deal. Sounds good.
Good
Make
deal.
people happy through plants.
So Joe is a plant guru. He's responsible for thousands of plants in a commercial environment, and he and our technicians go out and take care of plants and keep them looking nice.
Yep.
And attorneys' offices and hotels and
Hospitals,
hospitals,
yeah.
restaurants, and all those businesses have been impacted by what's going on, and we're still charging forth on that front too, and making best and getting into offices and making sure the plants get the care they need, because frankly, the plants don't care about the coronavirus. So
definitely do
we're
not.
carrying on. Joe, we got some new plants on the website.
Definitely, yeah. We got Sansevieras. We got the Monsteras.
Well,
right
the
here.
Sansevieria is the new addition. What do you like about this guy?
Well, first of all, they are indestructible. We see them everywhere. We see them indoors, outdoors. If you plant them in front yards, they will take over everything. They are really easy to maintain too. So we're gonna be talking more about this plant later on, with carrying with the whole live feed, you know. We got some other plants too that are great for indoor plants, and we mostly gonna focus on really easy, step-by-step, probably, you know, care for plants so you people can enjoy them and have fun with them, because they're like little kids in our home. We need to take care of them and have fun with them.
So what can you put in your house that requires less maintenance than a Sansevieria?
A fake plant.
A pet rock.
A pet rock.
The answer's pet rock. Sorry, I didn't mean to touch it. So, the answer's pet rock.
Pet rock, yeah. But they are real low maintenance. That's what we're trying to show in here.
Probably water this thing maybe once a month.
Once a month. If you water them like a lot, probably 2 days straight, or if you see that they're muddy, they probably can go even more, but don't get them there. They just need a little bit of water. Look at them, clean them, and the maintenance is super, super low. They can go anywhere in the bathroom, bedrooms, living rooms. Yeah, they can help everywhere.
Another key feature of the Sansevieria
Mm-hmm.
is it's highly ranked by NASA for air purification.
Yeah, correct. Most of the, NASA, they throw a list of plants, and the sansevieria is there, or snake plant too, as people know them. They purify a lot of the house chemicals that we use right now on this crazy virus thing. For example, like the sanitizers and the antibacterial sprays and the household, those chemicals that get that really hard to smell products that we don't like. They help take care of that, of all of those products. So they definitely helps in the house to even recover cleaning the filtering. They're pretty good at night too. They release most of their oxygen that they get through the night. So even if you get them in the bedroom, they do great while sleeping. You know, people that got allergies now in the spring, and people that got even like snoring problems, they even help with all that. So it's a really good plant to have in a bedroom too. Doesn't have to be huge, but at least if you get like 1, 2, you know, different corners on your room, they'll do great.
Yeah.
They do great.
Yeah. And with people spending more time indoors.
Indoors,
right now,
yeah.
Let's put a little oxygen machine in there.
Absolutely, yeah. I think with most of the people just sitting at home, kids, husband, wife working too, the office, kids running in and out, you got all this dust. You know, mom is cleaning, dad is screaming, and, you know. So plants really help us on the stress, cleaning, on the dogs, productivity, you know. And actually they look great, you know.
So,
they, instead of having like dry walls and everything, you can put some color, and that really helps a lot. So
the products we use, cleaning products, different things in the house.
Yep.
They contain VOCs, volatile organic compounds.
Yeah.
And the plants help filter that out, and that's what NASA found from their studies.
Absolutely.
This is one of the best plants available
Yeah.
for pulling VOCs out of the air.
Yeah, right now we got, and actually not the only one, because we got this kind right here, and it looks way better if you want. And we got all the plants, you know, like we got the CCs, we got the sansevierias, the fiddleleafy, that they're very popular. But right now, you know, we are trying to make people, you know, really easy step and stuff that they can just take care of easily. So in this way, how low can you go? Just sansevieria is one of the best options out there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And
so this is a Lanica,
what?
the variety. Two different varieties. You got the Laurenti, which has the yellow margins.
Yep.
And the Zelantica, which has more of a green leaf.
More green, yeah.
Different
Stripes.
stripe pattern.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the two we have available right now. Yeah, log on and get you some. All right. Okay, the first thing we'd like to talk to you about is getting the right plant in the first place. And a lot of folks think that you get a house plant and they expect it to last forever.
Yep.
But that's a tough proposition. Part of our job in the commercial business is being plant actuaries. So we have to figure out how long that plant is going to last in a certain environment. And light is one of the biggest. It's one of the biggest environmental factors that impact the longevity of your plant. So we have to figure that out, and what we encourage our customers who are buying from us online to do is make sure they're getting the right plant for the spot they want.
Yeah. And it's funny because when I'm out there in the field, most of the people just tell me like, oh, I bought some plants from this business or that other place. And that's one of the biggest mistakes of people. They just like a plant, and out there they will just sell them anything because they don't know what you got or how's your house, or they don't spend that much time explaining what you really need. So they just sell any kind of plant, and then you get it inside, and oh, what happened? In 2 weeks, it died.
Yeah.
You know, or it's not thriving. So with this small step that we can tell you, we can just help you just get the right plant, something easy. I know sometimes we want or we like a plant, but sometimes they're more difficult, or probably, you know, there's for people that really want, that really are on that really advanced level, if you want to put it that way. But we're just trying to help people right now, just to understand basics and just to help people enjoy their plants at home and have them healthy. Because right now we need that, we need health.
So on light levels, for instance, on our site,
Yep.
you can filter the plants available by whether they require low light, medium light, or high light.
Yeah, and I think one of the easy steps, everyone got a cell phone these days. In your cell phone, you got a compass. Look at your compass and look at the windows at your house, even if it's north, south, west. What do you got? That's one of the first steps you should do. I think everyone should do it. If you got like a really small, big window, north, south, west, and that's the first easy step. Get your compass, look what you got around your house, and just get a day. Look how the sunlight is coming through your windows too. That really helps.
So for the most part, you can't put a highlight plant in a north-facing window. Won't last very long.
No.
But if it's facing south, especially in wintertime, the sun goes low in the sky, and you get really good light penetration through a south window.
And it's hot.
Yeah.
It's really hot.
Heats it up a little bit.
Yeah, most of the plants that I think for indoor plants, we need most of the medium to low light. That's what we want indoors. Because if we want like a flower that gives some, like a plant that gives flowers, it's probably gonna ask for more light. And in that case, you need to have like a big window or put it outside by the porch, or But right now, with all this crisis and with all this movement going on, we want some easy to take care, low light to medium. Not a lot of water because we don't want to, have pests or something of some kind. We just want to get you people out there and enjoy your plants.
Okay, on the plant care scale,
Mhm.
like different people have different tolerance levels for how much care they want to give a plant.
Yep.
So
Some people care too much.
Yeah, well, then we'll talk about overwatering in a minute.
Yeah.
But some people do care too much,
Yeah.
and they think they're doing the plant a favor by drowning it with water, and they're just drowning it. But we'll get to that in a sec.
Yeah.
But if someone is a novice with plant care, for instance, that's where we'd encourage them to buy the Sansevieria
Yep.
or the ZZ plant,
Yep.
which are really easy and don't require a lot of water. Okay, thank you. Our production team is asking us to speak a little louder.
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 Okay. All right.
Yes. Okay.
I can.
Okay.
I can go my Spanish side.
Okay.
Loud out there.
Do we have any questions on getting the right plant?
Yeah.
in the
So
right
far we've got
spot?
questions or from people. Not
No.
so far. Okay, we good.
Lots of good mornings.
Lots
A
of
lot
good
of good
mornings?
mornings. That's good. Good morning.
Nice.
Listen at the birds. I don't know if you people can hear them, but yeah.
Actually, we just got a
Buenos dias.
We've got a question from Christy Beeman. How do you keep an elephant ear plant alive? I've got the bulb and starts out good, but grows smaller over time.
Smaller over time. Sounds
Okay.
like a light problem.
No,
There's a lot of-
Christy's asking us about a plant that grows outdoors.
Yeah.
And we provide indoor foliage plants, and that's what we specialize in. But if you're in Florida and you've got a bulb, put it in the ground right now and it's going to come up. That's the best advice I can give you.
Yeah. The other way is if you got a south window, face window, it's gonna have bright light. Southwestern side window is a lot of light during the day, and it will definitely help your plant. So just put it in a window, watch the watering. Probably if you got it on a container, it doesn't have drainage. Just make sure you don't put a lot of water. Let the plant drink it. Put it on a higher light corner, and it will thrive with time. Plants don't thrive from one day to the other, So we gotta give them, us foresee the change in plants. About 2 weeks, you can see the plants, probably your leaf going bigger, growing. So that way, you probably can enjoy it. So south window, watch your watering. It's gonna be hot. If it's too hot that you see browns, you can get it. You can put a blind or a cording sheet cording, yeah, and that will definitely help with your plants. Hopefully, you know, you can get her to thrive. Okay, good luck.
Okay. We've got another plant guru, Sue,
Okay.
who helps customers figure out what plant they want, and she's our online expert and asking questions, and we've developed a list of mistakes people make when they get a nice indoor plant.
Yep.
Spend a couple $100 on an indoor plant, you want it to last. The biggest no-no, we're going to go to the biggest no-no, is when you get your plant, you do not directly plant it in a decorative planter. The plant needs drainage. That's why the grow pot has holes in the bottom to let the water drain down through the soil profile and out. If you plant the plant directly in a planter like this, all that's going to happen is every time you water, the water is going to go down by gravity, and you're going to end up with a soppy, messy, mud-filled mess at the bottom of your soil profile, which is going to kill the roots.
Yeah.
And that is the fastest way to kill one of these plants.
That's the number one thing out there of killing plants. It's just root rot. We water too much, we care too much, and we just guess. If we don't got the right tools, we are just guessing. So this way, you don't need to do much. Just get a liner, saucer, you know. You can just put it inside, and then you see your plants inside. That way you don't have to do much. If you need to move it to some other corner, it's going to be a lot lighter for everyone, you know, out there.
So this serves a function in allowing the water to drain out through the bottom. But it's fairly ugly, and we want to put it inside a decorative planter, but we don't want to plant it directly in the planter with the soil exposed to the bottom. So we want it to be able to drain out. So this just goes in, got a liner in the bottom there, just goes in, and that's the way you hide the ugly grow pot, but the grow pot is still working. And that's one of the advantages of getting the plants from us, is they're not potted in a decorative planter, and you can go get the planter from Home Depot or any decorator.
Online, now everything is online.
We do have planters online. We do have planters available, but you can get the plant from us and get a decorative planter from practically anywhere else.
Yep.
Set it up how you want.
Very easy.
Okay, we got a question.
We
Number one.
have 3 questions. What is the proper way to take care of a lily plant?
Lily. Spathiphyllum.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So.
Well, let's talk about it for a sec. You know, a spathiphyllum. It's one of the few plants that we want to bloom inside. So it throws out attractive blooms, but it's going to need a lot of light.
A lot of light. Well, medium. I like my spath. I think they don't need, on a nice corner, they don't need a bunch of light. They do like to stay moist. So don't let that topsoil sit on, don't let it go dry too much. One thing that I do with my spath at home is just I water it, and probably 2 days after that you can get the spray bottle and just refresh your plants on top. That helps a lot with the spath. If they like it, that way you can keep the beak lid on the spath clean. That's super important with the spath because we want them looking good. Yeah, if you find like a western side window, it doesn't have to be on the window. You can have it like away a little bit, but definitely spath like the water. So little bit of water, let it dry, spray. You know, just watch the water. You can touch it on top a little bit, at least that kind of plant, and hopefully that way you can get her to thrive. If you get the blooms, I don't think there's something wrong. There's something wrong with the blooms. But whenever they open, if you want to cut the little, what do you call that? Like the little flower, the little seed inside, you can take it out, because once that starts drying out a little bit, it's going to start throwing that like pollen, that
I think
dust.
it's called a spadix. I think.
You think? Yeah.
I'm going to have some
Yeah, I'm not sure.
plant morphology people correct
Yeah.
me, but I think that's
So what I do, I just I cut it off and I just leave the white flower just, you know, and we can enjoy it, and she likes it too. So hopefully that's good for your plant. Just some hints right there.
Okay, since watering is production crew is cracking up. I don't know why, but since watering is one of the biggest controllable factors for keeping your plant healthy and vital, we want to talk about water.
Yeah, yeah. We want to go with the other question first, or
Apparently we do.
yeah,
Okay,
Up
so
to y'all.
let's go.
yeah. Let's get the people
Hit
question.
us. Hit
Okay.
me with your best shot.
After my orchid bloom is dead, what should I do to get it to bloom again?
Got it?
All right. A little tough question in there. With orchids, first of all, you need to have patience. They take a little bit to bloom. They have to be in the right corner to.
Highlight. Need a lot of light.
Yeah, need definitely a lot of light. Not straight sunlight, because they don't like that, you know.
Filter.
But filter sunlight, yeah. Filter light. I'm sorry. As long as the green leaf on your orchids looks good, just keep doing what you're doing. If the little vines die or get round, you can cut the vines. They are air plant people, and we need to pay attention to that detail, because stores out there, they don't tell you that. So spray 1 or 2 ounces. Just talk to her, you know. Let it be
Okay.
happy. Sometimes some people say that ignoring it. I don't know if you have heard that before.
Yeah, but if the question specifically about blooming, on the spike that comes out and produces the flowers, if a spike is spent, you want to cut it off above one of the nodes, okay? And that's where it'll throw up another spike.
Yep.
And it needs light. Any of the all of these plants will bloom if you give them enough light. We just don't want some of them to bloom. The orchid and the spathiphyllum, we want those guys to bloom. We give them a little light, they pump photosynthesis and throw some energy up into the flower. But once the flower's spent on an orchid, you cut it off above a node, and you put the plant in filtered light, and you wait.
Yep.
And you wait. Give it a little bit of water every now and then. We've even had people use the ice cube method, take an ice cube out of the freezer, plop it on top of the orchid roots and let it melt, and that'll be good for a week or so.
Yeah, don't let water sit on the orchid, please.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
do that. That's one of the biggest mistakes out there. Orchids don't like sitting on a pool of water. It's gonna die right away, okay? Good?
We want to talk about watering, or we want another question?
Yeah, let's talk about water.
We're going to talk about water.
And a couple
Water.
of questions are referring to water.
Okay. Okay.
So we got
On the
some
biggest
light.
mistake list,
yeah.
don't repot your plant directly in a decorative planter. Don't do it. Next thing we want to talk about is don't overwater your plant. Most plants we see that decline are from people giving it too much care, giving it way too much water. So we've developed a couple of methods, and we're going to talk about your, what do you call it, the magic tool?
Oh, my magic tool. Yeah, the magic weapon. I think everyone deserves. Where is it?
Uh-oh, somebody moved it. There it
Sneaky,
is.
right there. Oh, that cut up. So, this tool right here is called the prop, a soil prop. It got some little
Cutouts.
cutouts, yeah. This tool would go inside the plant. In this case, now that we got this lady out here,
Can I interject for a second here?
go ahead.
Okay, so looking at your plant, top soil looks dry, but you have
Right.
no idea what's going on down, 8 inches down here.
Yep.
So you need to probe the soil to understand whether to water it or not.
Yep.
We get questions, how often should I water my plant? How often should I water my plant? I don't know, when the plant needs it. So there's a lot of different factors that go into when your plant needs it.
Yeah.
How much light there is, how much humidity, the temperature, how much the plant is metabolizing and
Yeah.
using
If
water.
it's getting a lot of light, it's hot inside your house, a lot of factors out there. So with this little tool, you can definitely cut most of those factors to almost an exact knowing of what you're doing. Okay, so with this tool, most of the people touch it on top, they say, it's dry, but then you go all the way down You don't have to force it, okay? You definitely have to force it. So once it's in, just twist it a little bit. Quarter turn, yeah, and then you're gonna take it out. This way we can see all the soil in there, and we'll see the levels, like the inches, okay? We mainly focus on the one, the lower one, okay? And you're gonna squeeze it hard with your finger, and you're gonna feel if it's cold, if it's moist, if it's muddy. We don't want muddy. Muddy is the first factor of all watering right there. So we wanna find like a really in between of moist and dry, okay?
So this is dry.
It's definitely dry,
So
yeah.
we would want to water this guy.
You would definitely want to water. The CCs, they don't need a lot of water. Right now, she enjoys being dry. Like right now, you see all the soil came out very easy. They like that. The same as the Sansevieras. They like to stay mostly dry once a month, and then you water lightly.
Okay, since it needs water, do we want to show them how to water?
Yep.
Pretty simple.
At
right?
least, yep. I'm gonna put this lady here.
All right. Well, we've on the water. We use well water here. That's our water source here at our location in Tampa, Florida. A lot of people are using tap water to water their plants.
Yep.
And a lot of times, cities, municipalities inject fluoride into the water. Has a detrimental effect
Yep.
on the plants. Can cause spotting in the leaves. So we encourage you to use well water if you can harvest rainwater,
Rainwater
even
is-
distilled water that doesn't have the fluoride in it.
Yeah.
But it's a minor aspect of plant care, but fluoride over time does manifest itself in leaf
Yep.
spotting. So this, we're going to take the well water
Go ahead.
and give it a good dose. I want to water all the way around the perimeter.
It's really important. That's one of the mistakes that people do. They just dump water in the middle of the plant, and sometimes the plants start draining all the water down the soil, and we'll leave one of those edges around the container without touching the water, and that's just going to create a block of soil in there, and we don't want that, okay? So it's really important to go all the time around the container. Make sure that water goes in the whole container, okay?
And you want to water till you get a little water coming out of the grow pot holes.
Yep.
So I'm going to give it a little bit more.
That's another thing. Most people, they just put water, they don't see nothing come up, they think, oh, that's fine, it's gonna be fine, and then 2 days later the plant looks droopy or something else going on. We really want to see that water at least a little bit coming out of the drain holes, okay? Un poquito. Yeah. I normally, some plants enjoy more distilled water or filtered water. That's really important. Because then with the time, as Steve mentioned, you're gonna have some like random, like yellow or brown spot all over the leaves. So we want to really
Wait a minute, somebody's getting jello
yellow.
on the leaf?
Yeah, yellow. Yellow is good, people. Get some
Sorry.
yellow. They love me for that.
The important thing, so it was dry. It was dry. And the ZZs like it dry, but we need to water it occasionally. And the objective is to water the plant and let it dry down until it's nearly dry. It's nearly all the way dry. If you probe the soil and you get some moisture, do this one, Joe.
Yep.
If you probe the soil and you get some moisture through the soil profile, like we know this guy's a little bit wet.
Yeah, they like.
So for this Neanthobella, we don't want to water it.
Yeah.
The toughest thing for you to do in plant care is
Well,
to
you can see the drop
wake up
coming
Saturday morning and think you're going to water all your plants. Well, all of them don't need it. Maybe some of them do. And the soil probe is to figure out which ones need it.
Where can I get the soil probe?
The soil probe is available on our website. It's called a Soil Sleuth, and you can buy it from us. And when you buy a plant from us and you buy a soil probe, the soil probe ships for free with the plant.
Yeah.
So
And as our
Water the fiddle leaf fig. Tell me about it.
really,
Yes.
we want to water the.
But-
Joe, you want to water? Well, let's see if it needs water.
okay. That this someone asking for the okay, I see. All right.
Hold on, I'm going to put it up where we can get
Yeah.
to it. Don't get too close to me.
Yeah. You can let it I'm gonna just let
Yeah, let it drain.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay. So Fiddle leaf figs or loratas, they are trending a lot. People love them. They make an really impact at home. Huge leaves, okay. Very easy. They are one of the easiest. I don't think it's hard to maintain it. So first, probe, okay. On top, it looks
dry.
It looks dry, at least yeah, for most of the people. But probe in, twist. It will only take a second.
It's kind of dry.
Yeah, it's on the point where we want it exactly. It's not dry, it's not wet or moist. So right now, what we want is, let me hold it. Okay, I get the blue one. So normally we go around, we let the water drop all around the container.
It's already coming out.
Yeah. That was quick. So I go twice. Right now there's no water sitting down. So this way I make sure the soil is absorbing that water, okay? So one is draining, then a second time, just to make sure.
You got it. You got plenty there, Jeff.
Alright. This is what we want to make sure, that the plant is draining right, okay? If you live in an apartment, this is something very important. A lot of people got balcony, second floor, then the water and all the water comes down. Okay, you want to put it here?
No, I got it.
Okay. I have lived in an apartment too, and normally when I used to water, I just put them inside. If you don't have a container, let's say you had it just in the grow pot, you can go to your bathtub. I know it's not going to be clean, but in this case, the priority is just keep the plant alive, okay? So
you take the plant,
I get
its
it into
grow
my
pot,
pot. Yep.
and you take it all the way into the bathtub.
Into the bathtub. If you don't have a big bucket, so if you got the bucket, just put it on top of the bucket, water it, let it drain, and then put it where you had it in your apartment.
Is there a glass of wine involved in this scenario?
Sometimes, yeah, actually,
Okay,
sometimes
just
Cabernet and
Just
Merlot.
checking.
Yeah, I like the wine, but that way you're gonna keep your plant watered the right way, and that's what we want to achieve out here.
Now,
okay?
I'm going to go a step further.
Go ahead.
We've had people, they get a rafus palm, it gets dirty, and I tell people to grab it and take it in the shower. You can take the plant, put it in the shower in its grow pot, turn on the water, let it rinse it off like it's out in the dang rainforest, and
Yeah.
let the water flow through the soil profile out the grow pot holes, and the plant will love it. Not everybody has the option to pull their plant and put it in the shower, but it works.
It definitely works, yeah. Cleaning your leaf is a really important thing. We can catch up with that later. Don't let me forget about that. We can talk about the little spray too that we use, because a lot of people ask me about that on my different accounts. But yeah, we got that first watering method right going on. And then what else we got, Steve?
Well, I'm going to talk about sub-irrigation.
Yeah, go ahead. Is that good with the question? Did we answer your question? Let us know.
Any other
okay?
questions?
Let us know if we answer your question, okay?
Yeah, there's a lot of questions.
Do you want to do a question?
Okay, speaking of the fiddle leaf fig, how much light does it need?
A lot.
Thank you.
A lot. That is one of the key factors in the failure rate of these guys, is putting it somewhere where it doesn't get any sunlight. This thing needs to be near a window, preferably west, south, or east window. It needs to get at least filtered light.
Yeah, I like it.
If you put it in a dark corner, the leaves will drop quickly. So it requires a lot of light.
I don't know if someone is noticed this, but I got some people asking me that, oh, my plant at home, the leaves are very small compared to this big leaf, if there's a difference, and yes it is. The more light you give it, the more water you give it, the leaves are gonna get bigger. So if your plant's got small leaf, there's nothing wrong about that, okay? You're not killing your plant, but it's just probably is deprive it of probably a higher source of light, or probably a little bit more water, okay? So just pay attention to those small details. If you're looking for a big leaf, really giving you a really statement in your house, just pay attention to those two details: water versus light, okay?
Got it?
That's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, we want to talk about a very simple sub-irrigation method. It's simple, it's inexpensive, and you can set it up on any plant in a grow pot. There's different methods of sub-irrigation, but we found this method, which we've termed PLANTZ.
Yep.
It involves a PVC ring and a bunch of wicks. And all we do is we take the plant in the grow pot and we configure it with the wicks. So the wicks go up into the soil profile. Am I number one, Keith? The wicks go up into the soil profile. The plant goes on top of the ring. So now we've created space between the bottom of the grow pot and the liner. And that space is going to create a reservoir where we can put water in and the plant will drink when it needs it. So the important thing is we get the plant configured like this. We get the wicks pushed down into the liner. And how does the plant get the water from the liner up into the soil profile?
Well, there's different methods that you can put the water from top. If you got this system, okay, you can water from the top, or you can let sit water in the liner. Okay.
I don't want to get too close.
Okay.
So we're going to give it a probe there.
That's good. Exactly the same thing.
Yeah, I'm going to say it needs some water.
Okay.
Okay. So what we want to do here, water all the way around. Our most popular plant.
Yep.
Okay.
And this is a great system, guys. I really enjoyed the system. It's pretty good. Easy to follow. Yeah. Water haven't come out yet through the bottom. Now it's starting to come out. Yep.
So once we've wet the entire soil profile, this guy is ready to charge the reservoir. So we want to get the water down
We just need about
into the
an
reservoir.
inch and a half.
Well, the important thing is to let the water come up to the bottom of the grow pot. What you don't want is, and that happens when you don't have one of these systems, if you get a bunch of water in the liner,
Yep.
it kills the roots in the bottom of the grow pot and harms the plant. So now the plant, the grow pot, the whole soil profile is raised above the water level.
Yep.
So now with this configuration, when the plant uses the water to metabolize, the plant is going to use capillary action through the wicks to get the water up into the soil profile. So this guy, in a highlight situation, can
Yeah.
go for 2 weeks
Yeah.
without additional water.
This is a great system for people that travel a lot too. They just need to leave water down here, and the plant can go easy 2 weeks. I guess some people leave them more. It depends on the plant. Loridas can hold some drought a little bit, not a lot, but at least 2 weeks I think is great. And this system is gonna make your life easier if you don't have a lot of expertise, or if you're out at home, or if you work a lot of hours, you know. I think this system is very easy to follow, okay? And on top of that, if you see that the soil is dry on top, you know, you can put your hand inside the liner, you can see if still got water, and that way you see how she is drinking and you learn more from your plant. So I think it's a great system, easy to follow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So on watering, don't overwater. Water when your plant needs it. Use a soil probe to figure out whether your plant needs it or not.
Yeah.
So that's when you water, is when the plant needs it. So we talked about 2 different drainage methods, regular with the liner and then the sub-irrigation. Especially if you don't want to water very often, we encourage you to get the sub-irrigation system, and that's available from us as well. You can get it with your plant, and we'll configure it with the wicks already installed in the grow pot, or you can buy the wicks and the rings from us separately.
Yep.
Got it? Watering
Yes, sir.
questions?
No, there's a question about that probe in your hand.
Yeah.
Will it harm the roots?
Negative. Negative. If by chance you slide this down and it cuts a root,
Be good, actually.
the root's going to heal itself. It's going to probably produce more roots.
Propagation.
There is the aspect of when you push it down into the soil, it creates an a source for air to get down into the soil profile, so that's good. We've never been in a situation or heard of a situation where this will damage the roots.
That
And that's
don't kill
That's-
plants. That's just beneficial in every single way for your plant, so it's good.
Any other questions?
Here's 3 questions about the fig, now that you have it there.
Okay.
Pruning it, how do you prune it? Can you grow from cuttings of a fig? And will the fiddle-leaf fig survive on a covered porch that gets afternoon sun?
Where?
Tampa.
Porch.
Tampa?
Tampa, Florida.
Kim Gutierrez.
Ah, Kenny. I don't know if I want to prune this guy.
You can just show them where you would prune it.
Okay, yeah. So one of the things, if you really get this thing going, it's got good light, you're watering it correctly, giving it good nutrition, and it's growing like crazy, it might outgrow the spot you want it in.
It's touching the ceiling or something. It's getting too
So
cold.
what you'd want to do is go right here above where one of the leaf comes out of the stem and take that whole part off.
It will not damage the plant. Actually, like us human, we need a haircut. Plants do need a haircut too. So I think it's the easiest way that people understand it. So,
Can you take that cutting that you just did and replant it?
yes. Yes.
You can. You can. In household situations, I haven't known it to be very successful. But if you've got plenty of light, the right kind of soil, and you're willing to give it enough irrigation water, then yeah, it will root from the cutting.
Yeah. There's actually some products out there,
Root stimulators.
root stimulators, hormones that really help your plant. One of the things, depend the cutting. Let's say you cut here, okay? You don't want to leave all this leaf in there. You want to at least leave 2 or 3 only, because then the plant need to focus their energy on growing the roots and not the leaves. Okay, so just take 1, 2, 3 in this case out. List these 3, right? And
Joe,
just
you keep this
let it
going for a
grow.
minute. I'm gonna go get my pruners, which
Go ahead.
I don't have them on me. I'll be right back.
I think it's easier. Okay.
Okay.
What was the other question?
If I wanted to send a house plant as a gift for a friend who has moved into a new house, which plant would be best if I don't know where they will place it?
Well, that's the best first step. If you want something really nice or different, well, easiest way to go is always with a Sansevieria or with a CC plant, because they can go in any corner. Okay, Sansevieria or CC plant, they go in any corner, low light, low maintenance. It doesn't matter if they are like beginners or advanced people. It's just a gift. They surely enjoy it. So these are great options. If you don't like these options, then I suggest you to tell your friend, get the compass, like, hey, where you got windows? I want to give you like a plant or something, and they can probably give you that information that will make it a lot easier. On different websites, on stores, they will always put on the tag the information if the plant needs light, or if it needs a lot of water, or if it's indoor, if it's outdoor. Okay, that information is really important, and I think that's the first step that we already talked about that on the start of the whole life. Okay, so yeah, call your friend, look where the yard's sitting. If not, go with a very simple low medium light plant. Okay.
Sansevieria.
Yeah, someone asking about a gift.
What a gift plant?
Yeah, yeah.
Sansevieria's a good gift plant. Monstera's a good gift plant.
CCs.
The
Talk about
ZZs,
the
the
Along
Aglaonemas.
with that question, can someone buy a plant today? Meaning, since are we open?
Oh yeah. Definitely open. We qualify as an essential business in Florida because we're doing business on the website and we're shipping product, and the governor has deemed us essential, so we're going to continue shipping plants today. In fact, I think we've got an offer up for a 20% discount off any plants you get for the first couple of days of April.
Now's your
Well,
chance,
end of
okay?
March.
Get that gift going. I love plants. Send me one to me too.
Do we want to prune this real quick, Joe?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So back to Kim's question. If I'm going to take this off, I'm going to prune it right here at a slight angle, right above where the leaf goes into the stem. Give it a cut like that.
Loradas
And now-
will throw a little bit of sap.
Kim
too.
just bought a plant.
He just Bonus of plant camp. Watching you. So
Uh,
in this case, let's get.
So for cuttings, what Joe was talking about is you want to take out the last couple leaves like that, leave you some stem. The stem goes down into the soil, and that can root into the soil.
Yep.
Poor guy. Now it's not as pretty.
It'll go back.
Let's
Yeah.
do it, yeah.
Yeah.
Plants. The only plants do.
Cut
They
this one
only
too.
can grow more. Okay, if
This
they
one
are
too.
in the nice cut,
Okay.
then that's good.
Go ahead, Joe.
The only thing that plants can stop doing is just growing. Plants will always grow, okay, people? They get bigger, thicker, prettier, okay? Not like us, we get, the other way. So, yeah, don't be afraid of playing with your plants. They can teach you a lot, okay? Have fun with them, you know, they will always come back. Look at them every day, you know, give them a peck dog. Cuttings from this one too. You know, we can do a lot of propagation at home. So just buying one plant, you can make an army in your home if you like, okay?
Kim
So-
said she'll come get the fiddly fig.
Okay, I'll bring it to your house, Kim.
Okay. We got another question?
We do Boston fern care. Pot bound, divided into smaller pots and lots is shedding. What's best for new growth?
Go for it. Chop it up. Get it out. If the foliage isn't looking good, you can take and just like a lawn mowing job, and you can cut all of the leaves off of a Boston fern, and then you'll have. John's probably going to go get us one.
Yeah.
So then you have a massive root ball. They can be sliced in half. You can use a machete. You can use scissors. Cut it in half and make 4 plants out of one 8-inch plant. Very simple to do. Any other questions there, Mally?
What's a good plant for inside that doesn't take a lot of room and would help purify air and is safe for dogs?
Safe for dogs. Okay.
Toxic level.
There, some plants, there are warnings for toxicity levels for animals. I have never known an animal to get involved in biting a plant or causing the dog or cat to ingest a plant. So it's a very rare situation. However, the space issue and the care issue, I got to go back to these 3. Monstera, a very popular plant these days. It's going to require a little more light than the other 2, but these, the Aglaonema, the Monstera, the Sansevieria, and the ZZ are very easy to care for, and they're great for gift plants.
And normally dogs go for more, they do more like weed probably. I never seen a dog neither like chewing actually on plants.
You're talking about out in the lawn.
Yeah, like weed out. Correct, thank you. Out in the lawn, yeah, whenever they sniffing, probably they do that, you know, or stomach, some people say stomach hurts or something. But I never seen a dog actually chewing
On an indoor plant.
on an indoor plant,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's more of an outdoor thing, so why should dogs have that?
Okay, so back on the Boston fern question. Thanks, John, for bringing this to us. But we have a robust event rental business. Well, we did before coronavirus, and we're confident it's going to come back here in Tampa real soon after we get through this thing. But what we've done is we've got this Boston fern, and we've rented this out a couple of times, and it's been damaged. The leaves were damaged. And it was ready to be renovated. So John took some shears, cut the whole thing off, and it's really wet.
Yeah.
So, but in this situation with this root ball, if you cut it here, you'll have 4 new Boston fern plants.
Very easy to take.
Any other questions?
What is the best plant for a low light room?
Low light room.
Sansevierias, definitely go with Sansevieria. As we already said it, they are indestructible. I have seen Sansevierias on bathrooms outside in the public, on restrooms that they only get light, probably like an hour a day, or very limited light. So yeah, definitely Yeah.
I'll talk about one we haven't talked about much, but in low light situations, if you want a palm tree, if you're looking for a more tropical look, the parlor palm, the Neanthobella is a great plant for low light situations. It's got a tropical look. You can see a number of stems, a number of leaves coming out of a single pot. But this guy is one of the lowest light palms you can use in your house.
Yep. And they love water. They really love water. That's another thing as different as the sansevieria. They like their
Slightly moist.
soil. Yeah.
Slightly moist.
Yeah.
Talk about shipping and how far can you ship and what's the best?
We've shipped all the way to Anchorage, Alaska. Got a nice, I think it was a Giganta. Shipped a Giganta plant to interior designer in Alaska, and it did great. Took a couple days to get there. We were concerned when we started on this shipping initiative. How will the plant hold up? In a box. And there's several environmental factors, but the situation where they don't receive light for several days, it's almost irrelevant. Once you pop it out of the box, get it in some light conditions, starts metabolizing again, it's fine. So the light isn't really the big issue. We have issues in the wintertime where it's cold. If you're in Chicago and you want to plant from us and it's 27 degrees outside, we're not going to ship it. They're tropical foliage plants. The low end of their temperature range where they won't get any damage is about 40 degrees. So if it's below 40 degrees, our crack crew of shippers and packaging folks will just hold your plant until it's clear to ship. And on the opposite end of that, in the summertime, we end up in situations where put the plant in the box, everything's good, the transit route's good, and it gets to someone's house. FedEx puts it on the doorstep. Doorstep is facing south, and it bakes in the sun for a couple hours. That'll kill it too. But these situations are rare. We try to minimize it. If the plant shows up at your door and it's not in the condition you expect it to be, we get you another one.
And normally people, if you buy a plant online, make sure you're going to get an average of when it's going to be in your door. So try to have someone, if you're not going to be there, try to have someone to bring that plant inside. That way the plant doesn't suffer outside, and you're going to have a better quality and vivid plant. So really important. Just make sure someone is in there to get the plant in. Okay?
So how far? We'll go to Alaska. A number of our plants actually come from Hawaii. There's a lot of restrictions for shipping into Hawaii. We don't ship to Hawaii, but we'll ship as close as Tampa, as far away as Alaska. And again, we've shipped a foliage plant to all of the lower 48.
Here's a question: do you have any larger plants than what you're showing here?
I'd say our most popular plant is the Ficus lyrata. It's trendy. It's still trendy. It's held its position as the #1 foliage plant for designers for years and years. But another one that designers love is the white bird of paradise. You want to pull that guy over here?
Yep. Big guy. Coming up.
Yeah, it's out of the screen.
Alright, let's put it down here.
Okay. So this is white bird of paradise in a 14-inch grow pot. It'll go 5.5, 6 feet. We'll clean it up for you real good and package it up and get it to you. So this is a nice large plant. Needs a little bit of filtered light to keep going. But it is one of the popular plants on our website.
And they do throw up a flower, a bloom that looks like a bird. That's why the name of the white bird.
And if you get it to bloom, send us a picture because it's rare.
Yeah,
It's
they're a
rare.
great hand. If
Inside.
you make it to bloom, you're a great green tom. Okay.
Yeah. Back in my patio, they bloom all the time and
Yep.
sap runs all over the place. But that's here in Tampa, Florida.
Exactly.
Questions?
Anthurium once bloomed. Let's see. Anthurium once bloomed, spent how to rebloom. Dense. It go. Does it go? Does it go dormant? It's awful.
Okay, on the
Or-
anthurium, it's a
Yeah.
blooming tropical plant.
Yeah.
All of the plants will bloom if you give them enough light and the right environment. Typically, we don't want them to bloom because it pulls energy away from creating dynamic foliage. On the anthurium, different story. Different colors, different varieties. They've even
Yeah.
got some nice variegated anthurium these days. But the key to reblooming it is giving enough light. First of all, when a bloom is spent, you want to cut it all the way back and get rid of that bloom. So there's no more energy expended in trying to keep that alive. Okay, so now you've got a bloomless plant with nice leaves on it. Put it in a nice sunny spot, and like the orchid, you want to be patient with it, and it will rebloom.
Yeah, they don't take a lot actually to rebloom. They have normally right conditions. They can go a whole year throwing blooms out there.
Yeah.
If you're looking for the blooms. If not, well,
I know we haven't talked a lot about nutrition,
yeah.
but orchids in bloom, an anthurium's in bloom, it really doesn't need nutrition. If you've got a bloomless plant and you're trying to make it bloom, we've got some nutrition products on our site that provide all kinds of macro and micronutrients that'll
Fertilizer, yeah.
that'll help
Another big
help
topic out
pump
there.
some blooms out.
Yep.
Yep.
You good?
Anything
Remember
Do
else?
you want to
Wilbur?
answer your question from your son?
Oh my gosh.
Which plant is most aerodynamic?
Oh my god.
He's
Hey.
asking that because I took a marginata and I threw it at him when he was 12 years old because he did something stupid. But anyway, I hope that answers your question. You can really get the marginata and sling it around real good, and then boom, fling it at him. What?
Pull it up.
Pull
Show,
what?
show everybody.
What?
For 5 minutes. Show everybody.
Show everybody what?
The marginata.
Okay.
They're purifying plant.
Yeah, it's a good air purifier, but
It's a
you can
Dracaena.
see you can get a good grip on one of the stems and start slinging it around, and then you can hit a 12-year-old on the head pretty easily. So I'd say this is probably our most aerodynamic plant.
Yeah, yeah. Like an arrow.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Plants are really strong, so don't be afraid. As I say, play with your plant, move them around, trim them. They will hold up pretty good. Okay. Don't be afraid of playing with your plants.
Yeah, you got 5 minutes.
5 minutes. You want to talk about another big one we can ship? Mr. Lindquist is bringing us a nice areca palm.
Rica. Okay.
Up, leave it down.
Jesus, I'm sorry. Okay.
So this is another popular palm that ships really easily. But you can see this comes out of the box, lots of foliage, lots of tropical look, and it makes an immediate impact in a room. This guy requires a lot of light though.
And space.
And space.
Yeah.
So, it's a popular plant that we rent for weddings and parties, and we use a lot of them, and it is a great plant. It's big. It'll come in a big box. Be ready to handle a big box.
A little heavy too.
Anything else?
4 minutes.
All right, gang.
We-
Thanks for taking a break from coronavirus with us, Joe. On behalf of Joe and myself, we appreciate you tuning in.
Absolutely.
We'll try to do some more of these.
It was fun. I had fun.
For now, have a great Saturday. Enjoy time with your family and stay safe. Thank you.
How was that?
Yay.
Really good.
That was an hour. I want to do this in February.
That's for sure.
It was good. We can bring